want to go back to the political angles around Bitcoin a little bit. I think by the time we have more millennials in Congress, right, this will for sure be a bipartisan thing, and you get more like Ro Khanna's in there, and for sure the left totally fumbled having an approach to the community, and really this is tech, and there were a lot of young people in it, and it was theirs for the taking, as far as like creating a congressional movement around the crypto community. But some of the things that got Bitcoin off the ground were the early groups of adopters that were about decentrality and anything that was antithetical to government and the extensibility of it and the non nation state associations. So, do we eventually hit an impasse between trying to make Bitcoin and crypto like an American or at least a US friendly set of technologies and the core ethos behind it? Like, are those two reconcilable?
Wow, it's a great question. So if you had Erik Voorhees on, okay, who's a crypto OG, I don't know if he would agree. He would probably, yeah, he'd probably say it's not reconcilable. He would probably, he's got a lot of distrust in the government and so forth. I'm going to say that it is reconcilable. I guess I'm a little bit more of a realist. You know, I have a view of the world. I'm basically a libertarian by nature, and you guys should live your lives as you see fit. As if I'm not doing any harm to you and you're not doing any harm to me, let's just live our lives and be okay. There are other people that want to impose their standards on you, or whatever they may be. They could be, hard left standards they want to impose on you, or hard right on the buckle of the Bible Belt standards on you. I don't want to do that. So I'm more of a libertarian, but I do recognize that we're in a population of 8 billion people and we're going to have different philosophies. Some of us are going to be Islamic, others will be Catholic. And so how do you reconcile all of this in our world? And I would say to you something I think both of you guys get because of what you guys do for a living is the more decentralized we are as a society, the more decentralized we are, the safer we're going to be, and weirdly, the less fragile we're going to be. And so let me just make this case for a moment. The United States, the government itself, is arguably one of the most decentralized governments in world history. If you look at the checks and balances and the flatness of the government, it's fairly decentralized, and it's one of the main reasons why the United States has maintained its continuation of government. It's the longest continuous government in the world right now, 240 plus years of continuity, and I would argue that it's because it's decentralized. So, can you reconcile it? You're in a world right now where the U.S. has dollar supremacy, and you're in a world right now where the U.S. has used the dollar as a vehicle to help itself reconcile its budgets, right? So we're issuing debt. It's dollar denominated. We could proverbially create the $34 trillion coin, pay off all of our debt. And we also, obviously we know that we can't do that because it would destroy the currency standards in the world. But I'm just making the point that we've taken huge laxity with this centralized idea. And so the Bitcoiners and stuff are saying, well, that sucks. But I'm saying that we're going to get to a point of convergence where there will be an American government, and I believe it'll be in our lifetime, that says, okay, we can't do this anymore, and we're going to have to accept a Bitcoin-ish standard, and we're going to have to move ourselves from a monetary footprint into something that's fairer for the working class families and fairer for the middle class families than what we're currently doing. I do believe that's going to happen. And the faster that happens, the better for our society. It'll cause some pain in the beginning, but it'll be long-term beneficial. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different opinions on this. I think the Voorhees of the world would say irreconcilable. I'm probably more optimistic than that. I think it could be reconcilable. I mean, the stuff that we face, guys, are made by men, mostly men. There are some women, but they're men and women problems. So therefore, men and women can solve the problems. You want to fix the deficit? You took a 25-year approach, you could fix it. You want to right-size the educational standards in the United States? Can't happen in a 2 or 4 year election cycle, but it could happen over 20 years, 25 years. We could fix it. Same thing with entitlements. Everything is fixable. Problem is there's no will from the current crop of American political leaders to fix it. But what things like Bitcoin do is they force a fix. They force a standard where people are going to get forced into a box where they have to operate inside that box under that standard, right? So again, taking the drunk driver, taking the keys away from the drunk driver, and having a robo driver drive the car for us, we'll probably have less financial accidents. I know it's a weird metaphor, but that's what I really believe.